Education and Cultural Centre. We are gathered here today to celebrate a very special milestone for our community. This upgraded space stands as a testament to the rich cultural, spiritual and educational heritage of our temple and our broader community. On behalf of the Saiva Mandram, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you for being part of this memorable event. We also offer our sincere gratitude to the New South Wales Government for their generous support in funding this project as part of their infrastructure grant for culture and arts, which will continue to serve as a beacon of learning and spirituality for generations to come. I would also like to say a special thank you to Ms. Julia Finn, the member of Granville, who is also representing the Honourable Mr. David Harris, who is the Minister for Aboriginal Affairs and Treaty, Racing and Gaming, and a member of WION. We would also like to thank those who are unable to make it here today, which is Dr. Hugh McDermott, who is member of Prospect, Honourable Dr. Andrew Charlton, Cabinet Secretary and member of Parramatta, and Donna Davis, member of Parramatta. மங்கள விளக்கேற்றி இவ்விழாவை சிறப்புற ஆரம்பிக்க வைக்க சைவ மன்றத்தின் தலைவர் திரு ஜெகநாதன் மற்றும் திருமதி ஜெகநாதனுடன் மெம்பர் ஆஃப் கிரான்வில் ஜூலியா பின் அவர்களை அன்புடன் அழைக்கின்றேன். மற்றும் திருமதி ரவீந்திர ராஜா அவர்களையும் அன்புடன் அழைக்கிறேன். தேவாரம் மற்றும் புராணம் பாட மதுவந்தி அனுஷன் பகீரதன் அவர்களை அன்புடன் அழைக்கிறேன். Now, to begin our ceremony, we would like you all to join us in the traditional lamp lighting to mark the opening of this new chapter. It is with great respect that we invite the President of the Saiva Mandram, Mr. Jagannathan, Mrs. Jagannathan, Julia Finn, member of Granville, to light the lamp.
திருச்சிற்றம்பலம் இல்லக விளக்கது இருள் கடுபது சொல்லக விளக்கது சோதியுள்ளது பல்லக விளக்கது பலரும் காண்பது நல்லக விளக்கது நமச்சிவாயவே வேதனரி தலை தோங்க மிகு செய்வத்தொரு விளங்க பூத பரம்பரை பொழிய புனிதவாய் மலர்ந்தெழுதாக சீத வலவையற் புகழில் திருஞான சம்பந்த பாதமலு தலை கொண்டு திருத்தொண்டு பரவுவாம். திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.
सिंहमासे शुक्लपक्षे पौर्णमास्यां सुपतितो विशेषतः विद्या कलाकार मंडल पुनर् आवर्तन पूजा मध्ये यजमवर्तांगा भैरवमंत्रनामदेश सम्मेष भक्तजनानां भक्तकाम्यार्थ सर्वार्थदा सिद्धं समस्त मंगल अवाप्त्यर्थं श्री महागणपति सुब्रह्मण्यादि समस्त देवता नित्य परिपूर्ण कृपा कटाक्षवर्षं विशेष पूजार्थं संकल्पं अहं मध्ये करिष्ये. बालनेत्र सुताय नमः प्रभवे नमः मंगलाय नमः दिवागणाय नमः दिव्यपूजाय नमः विभुजन्नेत्राय नमः श्रीमद्महासुब्रह्मण्येश्वराय नमः ओम श्री आनन्दताण्डवेश्वराय नमः समस्तोपचारं समर्पयामि ओम भूमिनि मुहंकल पोट्टि मुहंपोलि करुणे पोट्टि एवरं तुलिक्कनिंद ஈராறுதோ போற்றி காட்சி மாவடி வைகும் செவ்வல் மலடி போற்றி அண்ணான் சேவலும் மயிலும் போற்றி திருக்கைவேலும் போற்றி போற்றி ஆறு கலந்தோல் வாழ்க அறுமுகம் வாழ்க வெப்பை கூறுகை நதிவேல் வாழ்க துப்புரம் வாழ்க சுந்தர் சேரிய வண்ணி வாழ்க யானைகள் நனங்கு வாழ்க மாறிலா வள்ளி வாழ்க வாழ்க சீர் அடியாரெல்லாம் ஸ்ரீ மகா கணபத்யாரே समस्त देवताभ्यो नमो नमः समस्तोपचारं समर्पयामि आरंभ काल शुभमुहूर्तोत्तिर्भवन्तो महान्तो अनुग्रहन्तो
அடுத்ததாக சைவ மன்றத்தின் தலைவர் திரு ஜெகநாதன் அவர்களை வரவேற்புரை வழங்க அன்புடன் join me in welcoming him to the podium.
எல்லோருக்கும் எனது இனிய மாலை வணக்கங்கள். Very good evening to everyone. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome our state member for Granville, Miss Julia Finn, and all of you who have joined us today for this important event. We are honored by your presence and grateful for your support in making this upgrade a reality. Your attendance here reflects not only the significance of this project, but also your shared commitment between TSM members and the state government to meeting our growing need of our community. This facility has undergone extensive upgrade with the support of the state government and the TSM. These changes have restored the whole and ensured it will continue to serve our community more efficiently. There are a number of upgrades. At a part of this, cultural director will go through in very detail. I wish to express my sincere thanks to state government and in particular to Miss Julia Finn for the strong support that enabled this project. I also want to acknowledge our cultural director, Mr. Eason, for championing this grant and leading the upgrade with great dedication. He was almost about to lose his job. Yeah, one month of work, almost day and night, I see him here. It's a great dedication and commitment. But I also wish to thank all our directors and the TSM Board of Management, also the volunteers, number of volunteers who took part in this dedicated job. With this encouragement, the whole is now better equipped for cultural, social and community activities. As you all aware, we also commenced work on the much larger facility, that is to meet our growing community demand. Groundwork, as you have seen when you are driving along the other side of the temple, you will see already the work has started. It is progressing well with digging and piling. Those work is expected to completed by December. The next stage will be starting soon after that. The project is being delivered in phases, beginning with a 3-story car park, followed by 2 upper levels that will house 800-seat auditorium, dining hall, educational facilities and other associated amenities. It will be a great infrastructure that will serve for the next at least 50 years for the generations. With the support of federal government, we are confident completing this car park and reaching the lock-up stage of the top 2 floors, making the car park available for use while the upper two floors fitting out will done progressively, depending on the cash flow and the donation. However, we will face a shortfall funding of about $7 to $8 million to complete the complete project. To bring this cap, we will seek support from the state government. Julia is here, I believe she is hearing well, and public donation to ensure the project is completed in time. Having successfully delivered this upgrade with commitment and capability, we are confident of receiving a favorable response from our state MPs and also particularly from Julia Finn. I'm also encourage all of you to take part in this community effort. Contributions can be made at the temple counter or through the website online, either big or small, $1 or $10, that will make a difference. Together, with your support, I am confident that we will complete this project. This is a historic infrastructure that is going to serve our community for generations. That the one will serve and uplift both our community and the wider public for generations to come. Thank you once again for joining us in this evening, for recognizing the invaluable support from our government partners. Thank you. Vanakkam.
This is almost like the Walt Disney. Even after multi-billion-dollar projects, it's never worked on the very first day when they turned it on. So I guess it's a blessing too. So it's going to be that successful. Thank you very much for the opportunity that I have been here to just give a quick presentation, how the whole thing evolved, what happened, and how did we get this fund, how did we get this work done. It's quite important for us to make sure that we get this presented. And Salomon, myself and Salomon. So Salomon started, just a quick brief as well. They started in 1986 as a predominantly, mainly Sri Lankan Tamils. This place, Sri Lankan Tamils came in as a prayer group, started as a small prayer group at Stratfield Girls High School, and then moved on, and then decided to build the Sagumandram as an organization. From the Sagumandram, they decided to build a temple, and then part of that, most importantly, they just not only look at the spiritual side of things, they looked at the culture, performing arts, and so on. So that's the best part of that. Most religious organizations today, they mainly focus on the spirituality of religious activities, but where that the Saiva Mantram, the amount of the prominent they given that to spirituality, they have given that for culture and arts as well, and also mainly with the Tamil language as well. So since this particular place was built in 1994, and then we have built the temple in 1999. Since that the deities been moved to the temple, this place has become predominantly for culture, language, spirituality, and also Tamil education as well. So this place, it's become a hub for culture and arts. There are thousands of kids has gone through over this period for over 30 years, and they have been, most of them probably you would have seen on the stage today. Their kids, their parents were here as a kids. So that is the reason I sort of handpicked those groups to come and perform today, because their parents were here performing or being part of the stage when the temple was here. This one was built. What was the driver behind it? So what happened is, when I got elected in 2023 as a Director of Cultural Activities, and 2 weeks later we had the Navaratri program. When the students started performing on that stage, I found that stage was not a performing arts stage. It was not purpose-built. So at the time that was quite busy with the Kumbhabhishan as well, then I have actually taken that, after the Kumbhabhishan, taken to the board last year, that was led by Kedar Nathan. I said, look, we need to get that stage fixed. And he said, yeah. Board said yes, he said yes, we got that fixed. after that, there are a long list of stuff that we wanted to do. Unfortunately, because if you look at it, 30 years old. So this is not a performing arts or purpose-built for performing arts, but it's 30 years old. We got to make it, how do we make it happen in a way? So this is where it happened that there's a long list of stuff that came up. And during that performance, Navaratri, and followed by the 100 programs that we held between Kumbhabhishekam and Navaratri, we have actually gathered some data. And also not only that, the population growth was quite drastic. That's our Hindu population is grown rapidly. So this diagram will show you how the population, Hindu population has grown. This is, if you look at it, this is 8 council which is surrounded by, or surrounded the temple. Except one council, every other council, the Hindu population is the highest growth. Right? So for us, it is quite critical that we need to have a place where that we can utilize. So this is what it's given me the motivation to drive, how do I get that additional or required fund to meet the need of the performing arts community, right? So the benefit that brought in, what I was able to see, it actually empowered that youth through the performing arts. One thing that we look at it as a dance or a group of dance teachers want to put the kids through. It's not. We need to look at, okay, how they are collaborating with the other kids, how they are dedicating, how they are practicing. So it's actually a stepping stone for them to go into the real work life as well. So that's the main reason for that. So the benefit that we are trying to do. And also give them a more accessibility, more safe environment for them to practice, learn, and showcase their talent. Then we looked at, okay, how do we gather? What do we need to do in this hall? Right? So we did a data gathering. So I used that opportunity in Navaratri and also the Kumbhabhishekam to gather the data. What does the people want? What does the staff want? What does the patron want? What they want to do. So spend a bit of a time. So this is the data gathering that I have done during that time to understand what are they looking for. So we looked at the reasonably equal between male and female, and also between the participant age group as well. Right. Then I looked at, okay, what are the areas that we want to focus on? There's a lot of areas that came up, and that is the list of areas they have come up with. Right. So we looked at, okay, what are the things? We can't do everything, but we picked and choose what's the best and most or highest priority that came up on. Based on that, then I saw that there's a grant came up. So when the grant came up, we had about a few weeks to get that filled in. That is what the scope that was applied at the time for the grant. That's the first time. There's no historical data, and I want to point out that this is the first grant in the history of Cyber Mandram that ever to obtain as a financial grant. There were a support or grant that was given as a discounted on the land price for this, but not as a financial grant. This is the first financial grant. Right? Based on that, so from there, what have we achieved? From the scope, we did the veranda. If you look at there are so many cracks and stuff, settlement cracks, so some of them are up to 10 centimeter in depth. So we did lift that veranda to bring it up to the same part. And then also we installed the stainless steel safety rake and also the slip grip as well. Then we rendered the wall. I'll show you why we decided to render the wall. We looked at how do we preserve that brick looking and trying to keep that as a heritage. As around about 5 or 6 consultants came and had a look at it, we couldn't get it done. So what happened is, this is what happened. So we decided to render the wall. Built the columns around it because they were standing on just like a post, like a chicken cage. So now we build that columns around those posts. Install the ceiling and lights for the veranda. Install the motorized screen that's actually now that we can extend that. So it's a bifolded door being put in. We can extend that. That means you can have a seating capacity up to about 300 people, 275 people. We can have that. Right? The upgraded audio system, that was one of the key things that came up. It's a lot of parents were complaining they didn't have enough microphone, enough issues, so that we decided to go with the 32 channel microphone, and also we did the secure cabinet. It's always been various cabinets falling apart, so we got that one done as well. Then also we installed the acoustic panel. This is one of the things that's always came back is from the musician that the sound is just finding it very hard. So one thing that came up on yesterday, it's came out, it worked out what it's supposed to do. Then also we looked at the audiovisual projector. This is something that's we put in. This is something that can be used for various reasons. We've done that one. We put a motorized curtain outside, stage performance light. They all been installed newly as well. Then also with the camera. So what happens is if there's an overflow of people, we can actually use the camera outside and also here as well. And also we've done the quite a number of ducting, because unfortunately what we want to do and when we opened up and things were different. So we've done that one as well, replaced quite a number of AC ducts, also replaced the ceiling tiles and bulkhead, also the outdoor blind landscaping as well. On top of that, comes under all that under the grant, and then what happens is outside the grant is the new bathroom. So it is important once you build this place and bring it to the standard level, where that we need to make sure that the bathroom also has to be done. So that was put forward onto the board, and the board has supported. That's very important for the people to use that as well. So this is the veranda. This is how it looked. That it's went through various stages, and then that's how it's ended up, and you can see that. Same thing with the columns. That's how we built it. And also with the rendering, you can see there's a number of different type of bricks and old motors, they couldn't clean it. Then the eave repairs, that's quite an extensive work that went in, because it was, unfortunately, there's a number of them were just rotten, so there has to be all done as well. Then also the ceiling, when you're installing, we just had to make sure that structurally safe. It has gone through the structural engineer who actually designed and provided that detail for us to, before we get that installation happening with the WSPC. And also the bifold, all three doors being opened, and then we put in a bifold doors. So that means we can open it up to extend that seating arrangement. Outdoor blinds, we can see that there. And also ceiling tiles. So what we had before, it's quite an old one, and quite a lot of them have been damaged. So we have actually replaced with the new ceiling tiles as well. Ceiling tiles and AC ducting, there's around about 7 or 8 of the AC ducting were absolutely torn apart by the mouse and rats. So that's all been replaced as well. This is the sound system we were talking about. That's the 32 channel, and also the cabinets being installed. And this one is the acoustic panels that we installed. We got that completed about 3 days ago. New and improved lighting. The lighting lights we had, it was lovely lights, but they were original and they were starting to fall apart. And then this is the bathroom works that we done, and the bathroom it's open now. You can use the bathroom. And also the painting works. That's a good thing that a lot of youths took the opportunity to go and do came up and done the work. And I should appreciate the youth that have done a great job in that one, and also the garden outside as well. That's how the toilet it looked. That was original toilet. That's 30 plus years old. That's the work is happening. I didn't want to put the after harvest completely, because I want you guys to go in and have a look at it, right? This is sort of while it's happening, not completed yet, but while it's happening. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate that, because I had to present this one because it's a grant that's taken from the New South Wales government. It is for me to report back to the community and members what we have achieved. I had to do this presentation. So we had a very rigorous. Okay, so particularly Julia, because this is something that you probably need to take it back as well. This is part of I've been constantly working with the Department of Gaming and Gambling. They had a very rigorous reporting as well. So throughout the project, we were able to deliver meaningful outcome. They were quite satisfied. I have spoken to them, and I did try to get David Harris to here as well, and unfortunately he couldn't make it. Thank you so much for you representing him. The prudent financial management is one of the things that they were pretty happy with, and rigorous governance that was implemented and reporting, and comprehensive discipline in project management as well. These were the achievement reflection on not only our accountability, but also our community commitment and excellence. What that means is, Ms. Julia, this is where the most important part. This, you saw what we have done with the $130,000, but this is quite small. You know what's happening in the corner, right? You have always been absolutely amazing. You have you've been a great advocacy for our community, but we have an election coming up in 18 months, and I want you to start doing the advocacy for our community as you have always been doing it. We are short for a little bit of a fund. At least you don't have to match Andrew Charlton. Somewhere closer, take it up, talk to the people, whoever that you need to line up, please, and we are looking forward to your continuous support. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, but the iceberg is out there. Thank you for that acknowledgement. Thank you so much.
Kay Deason for sharing some insight into the vision behind this newly upgraded cultural and education hall, and for presenting the exciting programs and opportunities that lie ahead. Now it is my honour to welcome a distinguished guest and a strong supporter of our local communities, Julia Finn, member for Granville. Her commitment to supporting cultural and religious organisations such as ours reflects her dedication to building a more inclusive and vibrant New South Wales. The Sydney Murugan Temple has always had a deep connection to the wider community, and with the generous support of the New South Wales Government, including through leaders like Ms. Finn, this upgraded cultural and education hall is now a reality. And can I please call upon Mr. and Mrs. Rajayogan, the Director of Assets, and also Mr. Kedeson, Director of Cultural Activities, and Mrs. Kedeson to honour Ms. Julia Finn. Miss Julia Finn to come say a few words.
Whanakam. It's just wonderful to be here and to see the works on the hall completed. I'd like to begin, of course, by acknowledging we're here today on the traditional lands of the Darug people and pay our respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. I also, of course, want to acknowledge Mr. Jagannathan, the President of the Siva Munrum, Mr. Enganan, the Secretary, and of course, a very good but cheeky friend, Mr. Kedeson, the Director of Cultural Activities, who has been the driving force behind this really important project. As you all know, I'm Julia Finn, the State Member for Granville, the local representative for the temple, for the Siva Munrum, and of course the Murugan Temple. And it's my honour to be here today representing David Harris, the Minister for Gaming and Racing. To all the spiritual leaders, devotees, volunteers and community members, thank you for the incredible work that you do. It's a great honour to join you tonight on behalf of Minister Harris to officially reopen the Siva Munrum Cultural and Educational Hall. And since its inception in 1986, the Siva Munrum has held a special place in our local Tamil community. It's been a spiritual and cultural home for Tamil people right across Sydney, built on the traditions of Shaivism, one of the oldest and most profound traditions in Hinduism, centred on reverence for Lord Shiva. And for nearly 4 decades, The Siva Munram has nurtured faith, language, culture and values that guide daily life. It's not only a place of worship, it's a gathering place where families celebrate festivals, where children learn Tamil, where artists perform, and where the community shares compassion through humanitarian work. Its presence is a source of pride and strength, both for the Tamil community and for the wider multicultural community of Western Sydney. And we all know that this hall is more than bricks and mortar. It's a place where culture, faith, education and community come together. It's a hub that extends its compassion outward through humanitarian work that supports people in need. And it also reflects the enduring contribution of the Hindu and Tamil community to our state and the reverence in which these traditions are held by so many families across Western Sydney. The New South Wales Government was proud to support this project through the Club Grants Category 3 Infrastructure Program, which provided $135,000 for the renovation of the hall, the adjoining veranda and the new audio-visual equipment. These upgrades mean that local and visiting artists will perform in better facilities and the next generation can learn in a modern, welcoming environment. The funding is part of more than $12 million allocated across New South Wales last year to arts, culture, sport, disaster readiness and community facilities. It shows this government's commitment to investing in projects that bring people together and leave a lasting benefit for local communities. And I want to acknowledge the dedicated leaders and volunteers of the Siva Munram for their vision and hard work in bringing this project to life. Today marks a milestone, the first time the organisation has received government support in the form of a grant, and it will not be the last time your contribution to our state is recognised. And I also want to acknowledge, of course, how quickly this has come together. I've successfully supported many groups in our community to receive grants in the past. And for ones that involve significant renovations, often they're taking 2 years and you're worried that they'll get to the end of the period where the funds have to be executed and they'll have to hand them back because they just aren't organised enough to do this. This has been done in a matter of months and that is really quite important. So to everyone here tonight, thank you for the warmth and generosity you bring to our community. The hall is now ready to serve the needs of the Siva Munram and the wider community for many more decades to come. And so on behalf of the New South Wales Government, I'm delighted to declare the Siva Munram Cultural and Education Hall officially reopened. Congratulations, and may this hall continue to serve as a place of faith, culture and harmony for generations to come. Now
நன்றி உரை வழங்க சைவ மன்றத்தின் செயலாளர் திரு லோகேஸ்வரன் என்குடன் அவர்களை அன்புடன் அழைக்கின்றேன். To conclude tonight's celebrations and deliver the vote of thanks, I would like to call upon the Secretary of the Siva Mandram, Mr. Logeshwaran.
Vanakkam. Good evening, everyone. Praise Lord Murugan. We have seen a very wonderful performance here tonight. On behalf of the Siva Mandram, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to the NSW government for supporting the Tamil Educational Cultural Hall upgrade project. This milestone has only been possible through the grants we received, and we are truly thankful. Our sincere thanks goes to the ministers and the bureaucrats who helped us through this process. In particular, we acknowledge the Honourable David Harris, MP, Minister for Aboriginal Affairs and Minister for Gaming and Racing, for enabling and assisting us through the Club Grants scheme. I would also like to thank Ms. Harini Murugan for her helpful thoughts of the application process, and Mr. Gunaranjidan Veerasingham for his valuable advice on the grant application and the council requirements. We are honoured to have Honourable Julia Finn
with us tonight. Thank you for joining us. We also gratefully acknowledge the kind messages sent by Honourable Dr. Andrew Charlton, Honourable Dr. Hugh McDermott, and Honourable Donna Davis, who could not be here this evening due to other commitments. A special thanks goes to our Director of Cultural Affairs for his initiative and driving this whole upgrade project. This project has been made possible by the tireless efforts of our volunteers and youth group. To name a few, Papuangal, Arumayana, Gajan, Vijayanandan, Eason, who took on much of the implementation work, as well as our support suppliers and TSM staff. Thank you all. I extend my gratitude to Srimati Madhavanti Bahiradan of Lakshmi Fine Arts and her students for sharing their beautiful Carnatic music this evening, supported by the talented accompanists Yadushan and Ramana. Thank you to Yadushan, Ramana, Kabilashan and Tanigarajan for their instrumental performance tonight. Our thanks also goes to Srimati Ramya Srisham of Laya Dandavam Bharatanatyam Dance School and her students, and also to Dr. Shankita Manoharan for the wonderful dance performance tonight. To the cyber school students, teachers, parents, thank you for your patience and understanding while the whole upgrade is underway. We know that your Sunday classes happens in this hall, and we appreciate your support throughout the process. I would also like to encourage the past and present board members, board directors for their commitment to our vision, our MC Vaishnavi Jayakumar for hosting tonight so gracefully, and Nathan Ayya for leading us the ritual ceremony tonight. Thank you, Honourable Julia Finn, Mr. and Mrs. Jagannathan, and Dr. and Mrs. Ravindra Raja for lighting the traditional lamp tonight and officially commencing the ceremony. Finally, thank you to all the participants and guests for being here with us tonight to celebrate this important milestone. If I have missed anyone mentioning name, please accept my sincere apologies. Your contribution is equally valued and remembered. Together, we have achieved something significant to our community, and tonight we celebrate not just an upgraded hall, but also the spirit of the unity service that made it possible. Nandri, Vanakkam.
Thank you everyone for attending tonight's celebration. We hope you all have a safe trip back home, but அதற்கு முதல் தேவாரம் பாட ஜதுஷன் ஜெயராஸ் அவர்களை அன்புடன் அழைக்கின்றேன்.
திருச்சிற்றம்பலம் சலம்பூவோடு தூபம் மலர்ந்தரியே தமிழோடிசை பாட மலர்ந்தரியே நலந்தீங்கிலும் முன்னை மலர்ந்தரியே உன்னாமம் என்னாவில் மலர்ந்தரியே உலர்ந்த தலையில் பலி கொண்டுழல்வாய் உடலுள் ஒரு சூளை தவிர்த்தருளாய் அலந்தே நடியே அதிகை கடில விரட்டான துறை அம்மானே ஆதியாய் நடுவுமாகி அளவில அளவுமாகி சோதியாய் உணர்வுமாகி தோன்றிய பொருளுமாகி பேதியாய் ஏகமாகி பிள்ளமாய் ஆணுமாகி போதியா நிற்கும் தில்லை பொதுநடம் போற்றி போற்றி போதியா நிற்கும் தில்லை பொதுநடம் போற்றி போற்றி திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.